Meet Matthew. A whinging, whining, miserable 3-year-old.
He's always sad, he's always moaning.
Mollycoddled by Mum.
You've got to stop having that, Matthew, because you're too big now.
And goaded by his brother. Matthew is spreading misery through the household.
He can be a horrible little boy.
Can Supernanny get the better of this bad-tempered child? Or do the problems lie elsewhere?
The way you deal with him is very unfair at times.
I feel really bad. I thought we was good parents.
The Pollard-Morris family live in Tadworth in Surrey. Trisha is mum to all 4 kids. Luke 12 and James 8 from her first marriage. And with handyman Daren, 18-month-old Francesca and 3-year-old Matthew, whose wretched behaviour is holding the family to ransom.
Right, time to throw things down the stairs. Don't you dare! No! No!
Stop it, Matthew!
Pick him up.
No, go away. Whatever he wants, he has to have. We go in the car, he chooses where he sits.
You're gonna be late.
We're in the supermarket, he chooses what goes in the trolley.
No. Don't snack.
He basically just rules the house.
Stop! She's only little. Don't pull her like that.
Matthew is not the son that I would be proud to have.
Matthew, you're not swearing in there, I hope.
Yes, bastard.
Don't swear!
The smallest thing can trigger a tantrum. From dummy removal to mummy removal.
No, you're not coming. No, get up. Don't keep.
And Trisha gives in to his every demand.
I think Trisha's spoiling them too much, giving them what they want. So basically, she's losing the respect.
I have smothered him with too much love and he's throwing it all back in my face now.
Mum's persistent mollycoddling means Matthew receives a stream of dummies and baby bottles from morning till night. He's nearly 4, but Matthew's speech is severely limited. He rarely talks. Instead, he sucks like a baby and screams like one as well.
I am at my wit's end about it now, but I just don't know what to do about it. Obviously, I don't want to hit him.
Older brother James, however, is not nearly so restrained.
I can't wait to go to big school because I'll meet new strong friends and I'll be able to beat Matthew up.
The brothers constantly fight.
Don't push him, James.
But are rarely disciplined.
I'm scared that shouting or even telling them off that they'll hate me for it.
Get up. You can go without food. It's simple.
I say, right, go to your room. 2 minutes later, I'm up there and I'm cuddling them. I'm saying sorry. Sorry for something that they've done in the first place.
And when Darren's home from work,
I just feel like walking in the front and out the back door.
he prefers to keep his distance.
I just go to the shed, make out I've got to do something, like get some tools.
Just eat it!
For Trisha, mealtimes are lonely, miserable affairs.
Eat the food.
It's an absolute nightmare dinner. I hate dinner times. James and Matthew are fighting. I've got Francesca in the kitchen screaming that she won't eat her dinner.
Come on, Francesca, eat. No.
Hate it. You dream of a happy family and a nice house and cars, and when you don't get that, you think, where did I go wrong? What have I done?
After years of torment, help is finally on the way. Supernanny has 17 years' experience of putting naughty children in their place. She's the Pollard-Morris family's final hope.
Hi.
Just eat a little bit.
Hi, pleased to meet you.
Hello, Trish.
Joe.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Trish.
Hello, Joe.
Hi, pleased to meet you.
This is Francesca.
Hi, Francesca.
Matthew.
Hi, Matthew. Pleased to meet you. You gonna shake Jojo's hand? That's it. Hi, Luke. Pleased to meet you. And what's your name?
James.
And how old are you then, James?
7.
7.
All right.
No, you're not. You're 8.
8.
He's forgot how.
Got his own age, bless him. Would you sleep on your birthday?
Before she can start to tackle the family's problems, Supernanny will first spend a day observing them in action.
Yes!
And it's not long before Matthew starts moaning.
Share. I've only got 2 water pistols, darling. Get to share. Ask James to take a turn. Oh, why are you hitting me? No! That's naughty. I'm going to put you to bed in a minute now. You're being really silly now.
Even when he gets what he wants, it doesn't take much to start him off again. Just add water.
Get wet.
Supposed to get wet, I'm soaked.
What are you going to do? That's the whole point of playing with water. You get wet. Don't cry.
I need a water pistol.
And when his time on the water pistol is up,
Take it in turns. It's James's go now. Come on.
Matthew doesn't want anyone else to have fun either.
That was naughty. Stop. That's bad.
Oi! Matthew, come here now. What are you throwing the gun for? Why did you throw the gun? Why are you being naughty?
Discipline, Daren style, does little to improve Matthew's manners. So James decides to have a go.
It's going to fall in you. I'm really going to be cross with you, James.
Here, just fill that up with water.
There's no love lost between them
Where
two
do we
at
put
all.
it?
Supernanny wants to know what motivates James's behaviour towards Matthew.
Sometimes here I lock Matthew in the bathroom
Why do you do those things to Matthew?
because he's always horrible to me.
So you want him
He
to...
gets a punishment. And,
Oh, it's you that gives him the punishment.
yeah, lock him in the toilet.
Right, OK. Do you love Matthew?
No.
What do you think would make you love him more?
If he stopped moaning and if he stopped copying me,
Does he moan a lot then?
yeah,
Who says he moans a lot?
Mummy and me.
With Daren out at work, Trisha's left alone to deal with lunchtime.
Matthew, try to sit down now and eat your lunch. Matthew, stop it. You leave the table, I'm going to be really upset with you.
And as usual, Matthew pays no attention to her threats.
Right, come back. Go and eat your lunch. Come on, up. I'll just go and phone Daddy then. Daddy can come and sort you out, yeah? You're not having any sweets later on if you're not going to eat any lunch. Come on. Good boy. I'm hot, so come in the shade.
Wait until your father gets home syndrome. No sweets. Idle threats. I wonder why he doesn't take her seriously.
You didn't even eat any lunch. Stop! Get out the fridge, Frida.
This poor little kid needs some boundaries, needs some rules. He's so confused. He doesn't know whether he's coming or going.
You mean you are, Matthew? You are. You're horrible to Mummy. Why are you crying now?
Matthew's pacified with not one, but 2 dummies. And despite Trisha's earlier threats, he's also allowed a lolly.
Don't even think about throwing that on the floor now.
But it does little to lighten his mood.
Just eat the lolly, Matthew.
Why is he sad?
What do you say there, James?
Why is he so sad?
Why is he so sad?
He's always sad. He's always moaning. You eat your lolly now. Look, it's all dripping. It's going to melt in a minute and then it's going to be no good, is it? Please.
When do I get a chance to give this little boy a voice? Matthew is not allowed to say how he's feeling because he's been horrible, he's mean, and he's a moaner.
Daren times his return for dinner.
Just in time for dinner.
Oh, thank God, I'm
No,
starving.
not your dinner, the children's dinner.
Oh.
Although, as Supernanny sees, in the Pollard Morris house, it's a segregated affair.
Make sure you eat it. It's just not a proper family life. Because, you know, they're having their meals and then we're sort of eating on the run. And it's just not... Well, we can't sit and chat, oh, you know, how's school go today, or how's work been, or how's my life been at home.
In fact, the only conversation to be had is Trisha's attempts to keep up with the kids' demands.
No, you're not having cans to drink at the table. You just eat your meal, please.
This time it's James's turn to test Mum's resolve.
I asked for it in a can.
Fine, just go about a drink then. It's not an issue, really, is it? Eat that dinner now. James, come on. If Matthew follows you, please just eat it. Good boy, eat your dinner.
Give me another drink in the can.
No, I'm not doing you another drink in the can. You just eat your dinner, then you can have a drink. If you don't eat your dinner, you're not getting any pudding.
Don't want any pudding.
Well, that's good, because you won't be...
hungry.
Emotional blackmail at its best. The children make mums worry that they're going to starve.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, get one then. But if you don't eat your dinner, then there's trouble.
yeah.
Oh, that was hard.
Where's mine?
No, if you eat your dinner, then you can have one.
They haven't finished the dinner and they're still having pudding anyway. These kids know mum's a pushover.
Supernanny has seen enough. She's got to confront Daren and Trisha with her thoughts.
Why
do you make a rod for your own back? Why do you tolerate behaviour from your children? And why haven't you done anything about it for so long?
To keep the peace, you just give them what they want.
I just let them do what they like, basically.
Can you hear what you just said? In what house? In what house?
Yeah, where is the peace? Yeah, because there is no peace.
That's not in this house, is it?
No.
There is no discipline. They get the mixed messages of the empty threats, and then they get the good old follow-through of no discipline. How are they meant to know morally what's right or wrong if there's no consequence? You're a pushover.
I know.
It's a pushover.
I know.
Lax discipline is one thing, but Supernanny has a more serious concern.
I feel Matthew doesn't get through what he's feeling, and I feel the way you guys deal with him is very unfair at times. Let's take the scenario with the lollies. You said that he was moaning.
Yeah, whining, whistling for no reason.
I totally disagree. If you'd have looked close enough, what you'd have seen is that his two older brothers and his younger sister all had the same lolly. And he wanted the same.
It's as simple as that, and I didn't see it.
And he went to talk, but he was upset with it and he started to cry. Nobody said to Matthew, why are you feeling upset? Stop crying so I can understand you and talk to me.
I just felt awful.
I saw you do the same, Daren. Matthew was playing on the slide. You went straight up to him, going, what's wrong with you? Stop it, behave yourself. All he's hearing is, oh, go away, go away. And it makes him panic and he clings. No.
I feel really bad. I thought we was good parents.
I'm not saying that you're not good parents. What I'm saying is that how you're parenting right now has led you to the issues that you've got. Half of his communication is frustrating for him because he's got a dummy in his mouth.
Yes.
He's got a dummy in his mouth. It's pushed his whole jawline forward. Jamie's the same.
James the same, yeah. He had a dummy till he was quite old.
6.5.
Yeah.
6.5?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Keep Matthew there till 6?
No.
But how are you not going to give him that dummy when you think he's a baby? Unless I really understand, Trisha, why there's a need for you to feel that the children have to be kept where they are, we can't really get to the bottom of it.
No, but I'm just scared of them being individuals and, I suppose, forgetting me.
And leaving you where?
Just being on my own, I suppose. Silly son. Sorry. Rejection, I suppose. Just being without them in my life, so.
Trisha, you're never going to lose your kids. They are your children. And a good mother knows that she needs to do what she needs to do for her children. So, are we ready to do some work? Because I'm up for it if you guys are.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely up for it. Yeah.
Supernanny arrives the next morning to kickstart the teaching. First up, she outlines her plans for something Daren and Trisha have been incapable of doing. Discipline.
I have a bench.
Yeah.
That bench
Right.
is called the naughty bench. Now, what's going to happen is, if you misbehave and Mummy and Daddy want you to stop that behaviour, or you start to hit one another and hurt one another, you're going to have a warning from Mummy and Daddy. So, James, any nonsense, if you don't listen to your warning, then you will be on that bench.
The boys will spend a minute on the bench for each year of their age. 8 for James, 3 for Matthew.
But what we want to see is that bench how it looks now, with nobody on it.
With the new discipline rules explained to the youngest boys, Supernanny wants to encourage them to play together.
James and Matthew are going to put their cars on this table.
Put them on the table then, and you choose one each.
But Matthew's in no mood for sharing.
Put them in the middle then, all here, like this. Put them all there. No, that Matthew.
Right, OK, fine. He doesn't want to be involved right now because he has to share.
Matthew makes his disapproval perfectly clear.
I'd like you now to go over to Matthew and he can have a warning, OK, with his behaviour right now. All right?
Matthew, please come to Mummy. It's not a gap, I'm talking to you. Matthew, look at Mummy. Look at Mummy. I want you to behave.
Here. He's here. OK, you've got him here. Up. Matthew, stop that behaviour right now, please. Any more nonsense and you'll be on the naughty bench. OK, leave him. Let's walk away. Walk away. OK. Carry on with dinner. And if you see any more behaviour from Matthew, then he's to go straight onto the naughty bench, OK?
Right. Matthew, would you want to go and sit down for something to eat? Sit there.
Right. What's that behaviour? What's that behaviour?
No, that was naughty behaviour. Don't kick the table.
Straight to the naughty bench. Don't talk to him. Take him straight to the naughty bench and explain why you put him on it. Pick him up. You're stronger than him. You're stronger than him. Pick him up.
Now you sit down there.
Sitting down first. Calm down. And explain why you put him on there.
Sit there, Matthew.
Don't shout. It's all right. If he's there, he's there. Explain why you brought him here.
Matthew, I brought you here because you're naughty and you're kicking the table.
Listen, don't shout. Don't shout. He wants his dinner, we know, but he's just misbehaved after being given a warning. OK, up from you. No, there's no cuddles. You've been put on this naughty bench because you did not listen to Mummy. OK, that's what I want you to repeat.
Right, you've been put on this naughty bench because you did not listen to Mummy.
Don't shout, don't shout. Just talk to him with a very firm voice. You hear what I'm doing now? I'm talking like this. You're projecting your voice.
Come here, Matthew, please.
Bring him over. You're stronger than him. Go and pick him up. You're stronger than him.
Don't run away, Matthew.
Don't scream or show loss of control. Just go and get him.
The new rules will take some getting used to. And not just for Matthew.
Pick him up. He's your son. Bring him down.
The 3 minutes will only begin when Matthew's on or near to the naughty bench.
Okay, very low tone voice. Mummy brought you to the naughty bench because you did not listen. No pacifying.
Mummy brought you to the naughty bench because you did not listen to me.
Put him onto the bench and then walk away. And where he...
After years of unfulfilled threats from Trisha, Matthew's clearly hoping he can avoid the bench altogether.
All right, he's got off it, so you're going to place him back into the area. You've got to seem like you're authoritative and in control.
10 minutes since he was brought inside, and Matthew's still resisting.
Go and get him. OK? He's not going to bite you.
He may not bite, but Matthew can most certainly bark.
And walk away.
Mum is being consistent and following through, which is going to get her the end results and allow Matthew to recognise there's been a shift in power and now Mum has the authority and not Matthew.
After half an hour of resistance, Matthew's protest begins to fizzle out.
You've got to keep looking at him. Just do the washing up. Keep yourself busy here, OK? And 3 minutes starts from now.
Once the 3 minutes are up, Trisha must complete the final stage of the technique.
So what you're going to do now is you're going to go back over to the area and still with your low-toned voice, Mummy put you here on the naughty bench because you did not listen to me. You were misbehaving. And you say you're sorry to Mummy, OK? But what's important is that while you are talking to him, if he tries to cuddle you whilst you're talking, you keep him at arm's length.
Listen to Mummy. Mummy put you on the naughty bench because you was naughty, OK?
You did not listen to Mummy.
You did not listen to what Mummy had to say and you was naughty.
Now I want you to say sorry to Mummy for not listening.
Now I want you to say sorry to Mummy for not listening to me. Pardon? Hang on 1 sec. I want you to say sorry. Good boy. Well done.
Please don't. Okay, do a kiss. Right, off we go. Let's go. Let's go and have dinner. Off we go. Lift up your voice.
I'm coming with you. Come on, off we go.
I want you to set him down for dinner because that's how it was before all of this kicked in.
Right, to the table then. We're going to have something to eat.
Matthew still has one final attempt to regain control.
Where's he gone?
Back to the bench.
Why do you think he's gone back to the bench?
I don't know.
He's saying, no, you won't tell me when I get off the bench.
I see.
I'll tell you when I get off the bench.
But Matthew is no match for the new Trisha.
Lift up your voice.
Come on, let's go and eat your dinner. Good boy.
Hard, but you did it.
Yeah, it was hard, but I'm glad I followed it through because I'd given in a long time ago if I was on my own.
Oh, look at you.
As I was doing it, it was hurting. At that particular time, obviously, the amount of hate that Matthew must have had for me. But once I saw a result at the end of it, I was really pleased. I was sort of on a high after that because I thought, well, I actually saw through a threat and I actually dealt with it.
Really proud of her. She's done really well.
Now she's started to firm up Trisha's approach to discipline, Supernanny can get to work on another of Mum's weaknesses.
Even when he's talking without a dummy, he's talking as if he has a dummy in his mouth. What is important is that we start to communicate with Matthew and allow his speech to develop. And the only way we are going to realistically do that is to take away these dummies.
Dummy removal will take place in 2 stages. The first part of her plan is to take them out of daytime use immediately.
Let's have everything rounded up.
Put these away now, OK? I'll take this off you, darling.
Very confidently.
Thank you very much.
Just for bedtime now.
Good girl. I'll put these away now. I know.
Right, all in there. This needs to go somewhere where it can't be reached.
In there, away.
To help take the children's minds off their missing dummies, Supernanny ensures there are ample distractions.
You go down there then. Well done, Francesca. Look what Francesca's building. Are you helping Francesca build a tower? Yeah.
Soon, Francesca and Matthew have forgotten all about their previous pacifiers.
Francesca. You do one like that, Francesca.
Let's be real here. Who was dependent on the dummies?
Me.
Why?
Because I knew that if they was upset or having a tantrum, a bottle and a dummy would calm the situation down. Instead of me dealing with the situation and finding out the source of the problem. Keep you nice and warm, just give you another blanket.
The more difficult phase comes at bedtime.
Good girl. Good night, darling.
Normally, Matthew and Francesca drift off with a bottle of milk and several dummies. Tonight, though, both children will be restricted to just one dummy.
Now you drink it here. Don't sit in the bedroom.
Before he can get his, Matthew has to get used to another of Supernanny's changes.
Good boy, it's nice and hot. Wanna go indoors and drink it?
She's replacing his nighttime bottle with a cup more appropriate for his age.
No. Where do you want to go with it?
He's not happy, but his bedtime dummy helps him forget about the bottle.
Tonight you can have a dodo, yes? Just have one.
He doesn't know it yet, but this dummy will be his last.
Knowing that he was going to have a dummy tonight, it was sufficient enough to get rid of the bottle. If you think about it, he's done very well. He's not had a dummy throughout the whole of today. And he's just having it for sleep time. And he's not had a bottle, which is marvellous. What kind of things are you into? What are you...
The next day, Supernanny takes James and Luke to one side. With Matthew monopolising Mum's time, she's worried that the oldest 2 boys get overlooked.
See how we're all chatting here and we're just talking about different things?
Yeah.
Do you get a chance much to do that with Mum and Darren?
No.
Why is that? What kind of stops that?
TV, they're always watching TV.
They're always watching
Well, it's mainly
TV.
Darren, he's always watching it. Yeah, he's always watching sports.
Right, so what do you do with that worry or that concern then? Who do you speak to? What do you do?
I don't know, I just sometimes speak to my friends and that.
You speak to your friends?
Yeah.
But would it be nice to be able to speak to Darren and Mum about that?
Yeah.
Supernanny is giving the boys a new outlet to help them voice their opinions.
What I would like to give you both is a pad. And in these pads, I want you to write any questions that you want to ask Mum or Darren.
Can you write down what everything bad happens to you?
If you feel that you want to talk to Mummy and Daddy about things that have happened bad, then yes, I think you should.
When they've collected their thoughts on paper, Supernanny and the boys will hold a meeting with Mum and Darren.
Parents, just take a minute and ask yourself, why hasn't my child spoke to me? They're a bit quiet. Maybe something is going on. I wonder if school's okay. I wonder if there's a worry.
With Luke and James absorbed by their thought pads, it's time for phase 2 of Operation Ditch the Dummies.
I want you guys to really roll with this, okay? It's blown out of proportion, it's animated, it is pantomime.
We've had a little message from the dummy fairies, and they take the dummies to the little babies. So you put that in the bag.
Yay!
Yes, the fairies are going to love them. There we go.
Where's the Francesca's? And the fairies are fly, and they can take them.
With Matthew and Francesca so wrapped up in fairy tales, bedtime passes off without dummies and without a hitch.
Matthew. So the dummy fairies have been.
After a night of fairy activity, Supernanny returns to witness the magic.
Matthew! The fairies came! The fairies came! The fairies came!
Come on in. Wow, look! Wow, go and have a see. What's there?
What one did Francesca have?
Yeah! Wow, you got a car!
Look at the ball.
Thanks for fairies. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, it's going to be one of their memories as they get older, the dummy fairies come.
Now, Supernanny wants Mum and Stepdad Daren to provide the answers to some difficult questions.
Why do you shout?
You've got to understand that sometimes mummies get upset or flustered, and although I shout, I don't mean to shout.
Talk back to Mummy. Let her know. How does it make you feel when Mummy shouts? Why? How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel sad.
Makes you feel sad?
Yeah. Why don't you keep your promises?
That's a good question, actually.
So, Luke, explain what kind of things do you feel that you've been let down by?
Dan's always watching the telly, and when we say, can you play with us, he keeps saying like 1 minute.
Obviously, during the winter, there's not a lot you can do anyway, as regards to going out and stuff. But now the summer's here, we can stop watching TV. When I get in from work, we can start doing stuff. We can go for rides on the bikes, we can go swimming.
Does that feel like you can look forward to doing that with Daren?
Yeah.
From now on, there'll be a weekly meeting for Luke and James to voice their concerns. The next day, Supernanny returns to find Matthew in a strop and on a warning for hitting Mum. It's not long before he pushes his luck too far
Right, I've warned you once, Matthew. I'm not going to come here.
and ends up on the bench.
I put you on the naughty bench because I asked you not to smack me. And you smacked me. You stay on the bench. Sit next to me then and we'll play some toys together, yes?
Unlike yesterday, Matthew seems to have learnt that staying put is the key to a quick release. The 3 minutes pass without a protest.
I put you on the naughty bench because you smacked Mummy. And I asked you not to smack Mummy. Now I want you to say you're sorry for smacking Mummy. OK, good boy.
Take a turn each.
Bringing Matthew under control is about more than just the naughty bench, however.
Well done, Matthew!
When trouble flares during a family game, Supernanny makes sure that Matthew gets heard.
Ask him why he's crying.
Why are you
Why
crying?
are you crying, Matthew?
James, come on, we were supposed to be playing this now, aren't we?
You see where he was crying there?
Yeah.
It would have been ignored, but you just turned round. Why are you crying? And he was able then just to say why. It's going to stop the temper tantrums from escalating to a point where they become out of control.
A trickier test remains: improving relations between Matthew and his half-brother James.
Matthew, would you like James to teach you how to make one of these ships? Why don't you ask him, James?
Or do you want Jamesy to teach you how to build a big ship like Jamesy's here? Yeah.
Bingo.
Now, what do you want to build a ship?
If the boys can play without needing Mum to referee, it should ease the pressure on her. So both Trisha and Supernanny take a back seat.
So you need to go at the bottom, yeah?
So, James, the important thing is to let Matthew also add some of the bricks so he feels like he's making it. Because he really looks up to you, James.
Matthew, put them there. Matthew, do it. Put it then. Yeah.
It's the first time in years that the boys have played together without fighting.
If it breaks, just call me and I'll help you.
James, what's Matthew doing that's showing you he likes that?
Smiling. See?
It's not really horrible, is he?
No.
It's just learning how to play with him and have fun with him, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm winning! Yeah. And what do you want on your ship? Do you want this? It's a nice surprise that me and Matthew can play together. I think I can do this again. I used to not be friends with Matthew, but now I am friends with Matthew.
Now, Supernanny can turn her attention to another family flashpoint: dinner time.
Right, Francesca! What's this? Are you hungry?
Normally, it's a stressful, segregated affair, but Supernanny wants to change that.
This is where you're going to sit.
First up, Francesca will be moved in from the kitchen to the dining room.
Make sure that you've served up everybody's food and then bring it out together so that everybody's eating at the same time.
The hope is that having both Mum and Dad at the table will foster a grown-up atmosphere with better behaviour.
Get the older ones having responsibilities and laying the table and enjoy it. Enjoy.
So sit in the chair then, go on. There you go. Wow.
Look at my darling. You come round there, James. You're sitting at the table, actually, aren't you?
At first, the children are happily occupied by the new setup.
Wow, you've got your own chair.
It's nice, actually, isn't it?
But it's not long before Trisha gets her first test.
What's going on?
What?
Stop it, James. James, I'm giving you the one warning.
With Daren on hand in the kitchen, Trisha can handle James effectively.
Don't be rude because you will go on the naughty bench. This is the only warning you're getting.
There you go, thank you.
This is nice, isn't it? And tell Luke and James what Matthew done today.
My Gareth.
Down there.
Down the garage. There was me, you and who else?
Jessica.
And whilst Francesca might not be ready to join in the conversation, being at the table in her new chair, for once she's focused on her food.
Well done. Clever girl.
The family mealtime is a revelation.
Matthew isn't moaning, and Francesca's eating nicely.
I've enjoyed Darren helping me and the children setting the table, and I never thought I'd see this moment where we were all sitting down as a family, no arguments.
Pudding time.
It's really, I'm really enjoying it, actually.
You know, it just goes to show you this family can do the things they want to do. They just got to put the time in and be there. And they've made that happen tonight. And look at the results. All right, well, give me a hug.
Thank you ever so much, Joe.
Supernanny's teaching has come to an end. She'll be back in a week to check on the family's progress. But until then, Trisha and Daren will have to fend for themselves.
Take care. Bye.
I feel that Matthew will continue to test those boundaries with Trisha. I am hoping that Trisha can let go a little bit of the children and at the same time, if necessary, give them warnings and place the children on the naughty bench.
Darren's first to be tested. When the kids turn up the volume, he nips the behaviour in the bud.
Why did you shout then? Why didn't you just say, no, Matthew, I don't want to play today? No more shouting.
And the youngest two manage day and night without once asking for their dummies.
See you in the morning, darling.
But 2 days after Supernanny's departure, trouble flares from a familiar source.
No, you mustn't do that with knives and forks. I know they're only blunt, but you mustn't do that. No. No.
Daren attempts to take charge.
No, come here. Come here. No, don't run off. Come here. Put those down. You mustn't threaten people with little knives and forks. That's naughty. Stop the crying.
But having confiscated the knife, he gives Matthew a warning for crying.
This is a warning. Right. Do you want to go on the naughty bench? Stop crying. And you take them back to the dinner table and you stop aiming them at people.
And after giving back the offending article...
Right, is that a warning?
Dad leaves Trisha to finish the job.
You've been put on the naughty bench because Daddy told you to stop and you didn't stop. You're going to stay on the naughty bench for 3 minutes.
Matthew spends his time on the naughty bench, but continues his protest.
Apologise.
And 3 minutes later, a simple apology wins his release. But it's Mum,
Mummy, put these shoes away. Up you get.
not Matthew, who clears up.
Go to Daddy.
Later that day, Trisha plans a rare moment out of the house.
Kiss. Good boy.
But Mummy's boy Matthew is not having it.
In. Darren, I've been held hostage.
Oi. Oh, Daddy's all upset now.
Darren's efforts don't improve Matthew's mood.
Now stop it. No more. If you carry on this behaviour, you're going to go on the naughty bench.
No.
You are.
Only after a succession of threats does Daren remember to try a different tactic.
Do you want to cuddle now? Come on then. Good boy. It's all right, it'll be back soon.
As the week without Supernanny unfolds, Trisha's patience is tested when Matthew wanders off.
Matthew! He's halfway down the road. Get this boy. Get in now. If I have to get cross, I'm going to get cross with you. Very cross. Get in.
Eager to get back to her phone call, Trisha's quick to play her trump card.
This is your warning. You do it again, you'll go on the naughty bench. Now get in. Right, I warned you.
The situation quickly escalates.
Phone's ringing. What's on here? Hello? I'm on the phone.
3 minutes later, Matthew's in no mood to apologise.
Not very nice, sorry, is it? Do you want to try again?
But Trisha still settles for a screamed sorry.
Come on then, let's go and play. Put it in the box.
I can't do it.
By evening, however, her patience is beginning to wear thin.
You put it all under bed. I'm going to put your pyjamas on and you will go to bed. Matthew, please don't walk away from me. Come here! You've got 2 options. You either help me or you will go down onto the naughty bench. It's up to you. You choose.
Trisha's control over Matthew has all but evaporated.
Come on! I'm tolerating you enough. OK, I've had enough now. No, I've had enough, Matthew. There's only so much I'm going to try and do for you.
Supernanny is due back in the morning, and she's not impressed by what she has seen.
Come here! Oh. Help me, or you will go down onto the naughty bench.
Having watched footage of their struggle, she's back to show them where they've been going wrong. Starting with Daren telling off Matthew for playing with knives.
You mustn't threaten people with little knives and forks. That's naughty.
It's quite harsh. He wasn't threatening. No. And for Matthew, he'd have just seen it as something fun that he was doing. And he had to be told, but it's the way he was told. And then he got upset about that, and that caused him to be frustrated.
He's had a warning.
So, are you the discipline master now in the house?
No, I've told you on occasions if you're dealing with it, then you have to follow through, but I must have...
lapsed a bit.
No, you lapsed. I know about Patricia lapsing, you lapsed.
Mummy, put these shoes away. Up you get.
What's he learning?
Mum was a skivvy.
I'm glad you said that, not me.
Oh, Daddy's all upset now.
So, poor Matthew, he's upset because Mum's left, and because he's upset, his dad's now upset.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
in a no-win situation.
Yeah.
You're basically saying that he can't express his feelings.
Yeah.
If you carry on this behaviour, you're going to go on the naughty bench.
See what you're saying there? So if he carries on feeling upset, that's it, you're going to go on the naughty bench.
Yeah, I know. Totally.
Saying that he can't feel that way.
It's all right, she'll be back soon.
That's exactly what you should have done. It's all right, she'll be back soon.
Oh, yeah, Sarah. Yeah, she's lovely, yeah. I like her.
Who's he with?
I didn't even know I was outside. I was dealing with too much on my own again.
No, where was I?
Matthew! He's halfway down the road. He's a get this boy.
Right, OK. Sorting out business on the phone. None of that is important as making sure your kids are safe. And what this all boils down to is that you have to be more supportive, Daren. Because right now, Patricia feels like she's doing it all on her own.
This is your warning. You do it again, you'll go on the naughty bench.
You were angry that he'd run out and really gave an unnecessary warning. And he saw that and continued to play up. And then he ended up on that naughty bench.
Say you're sorry.
And so he's frustrated, you're angry, and that's why you get a deliverance of, I'm sorry! And to accept that apology, it's not good enough.
Come here!
You're showing no patience there.
Yeah.
You either help me or you will go down onto the naughty bench.
So to try and achieve something, you use the naughty bench. Instead of using positive language, making him feel proud, and then going to reward him for doing that.
Concerned that Daren and Trisha aren't using the naughty bench correctly, Supernanny wants to refine their technique.
Come on to the table now, Matthew. Matthew.
And it's not long before she gets the chance.
Sit down. This is your warning. I want you to come to the table and sit down with everybody else and eat your tea. I warned you. Now you're going on the bench.
Once on the bench, Matthew's protest takes the now familiar form.
Every time he throws something, then he doesn't understand what it's like to then be clearing up the mess afterwards.
Yeah.
You throw the shoes, you have to spend time picking them up.
Yeah.
You wreck your room, you're going to have to spend time cleaning that up.
But addressing the mess must wait until Matthew's first apologised.
Now I want you to apologise and come and finish your dinner.
Properly.
Come on then. Let's go. Let's go.
What's that? So to him, you do not say you're sorry like that.
You do not say you're sorry in an angry tone. You say it nicely. Now I will come back in a minute and you say nicely.
For Matthew, sorry seems to be the hardest word.
Say you're sorry to Mummy. Then you will stay on this bench until you can apologise and say you're sorry nicely.
Sorry!
But Supernanny won't let Trisha back down.
What's that sound like?
Still the same. I want you to apologise to Mummy and say you're sorry.
No!
After 15 minutes, the message seems to have got through.
I want you to say that you're sorry.
A sincere apology means Matthew can come off the bench. But he can't return to the table until he's cleared up his mess.
So, Matthew, you threw the shoes on the floor. So, look, they're all here. You put them back on the shelf, and then when you've done that, you can come and tell Mummy that you've done that, OK?
Now that Matthew's calmer, Supernanny wants to address his anxiety when Trisha leaves the house.
See you in a minute, darling. Hang on then. Let's wait for Daddy, then Daddy take you into play.
Come on in, quick. Mummy will be back in a
Go
second.
and play with James.
Come on, we're going to play again.
Won't be a sec. Right, 1 sec.
Come on in. All right, Math.
Instead of reprimanding Matthew for being upset,
OK, so, Dad, let's bring him in something he might want to play with.
Supernanny wants Daren to introduce a positive diversion.
Should we do something?
You instigate it.
Right,
You
what's in your
instigate
box?
it.
Let's
Ignore
have
the
a look.
shouting and you instigate.
Right,
Get
what we got?
everybody involved.
Oh, we can make an aeroplane.
We're going to play.
Remember we made the aeroplane earlier? We had a little one, didn't we? What do you feel there, Matthew? Did it go on your motorbike?
With Matthew and Daren in full flight, Supernanny checks in with Luke and James.
When was the last time you saw your bikes?
I got my bike at Christmas and I've only seen the box.
You got your bike at Christmas and you haven't seen it since Christmas. That's over 6 months.
Yeah.
So, should we go cycling today?
Yeah.
Supernanny pushes Daren into action. It's time he delivered on his promises.
Right, you set? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
When we get to the roads, we must stop and look and make sure there's no cars coming.
Bob!
Take the bus? Not take the bus. That's it, go on, keep going.
Are you having fun on your bike?
Yeah.
Nanny's ride bikes too, you know.
What, pedal hard?
Darren's doing very well. He's got the boys out, riding their bikes. Matthew's improving. And James gave Matthew lots of encouragement. Luke's joining in. And Dad's really moseying in between the boys, which is good to see.
With the stepkids, there's always been this barrier, but now they've started helping me doing chores and stuff, so we're even closer now, so yeah, that's good. Ready, say hello, Mum.
Hello.
With harmony restored, Supernanny can leave the Pollard Morris family for the final time.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
From when I first arrived, the children are drastically different from Matthew. Just seeing him smile and a happier child than before absolutely delights me.
1 month later, and the Pollard Morris household has gone from strength to strength.
Well done, Matthew.
Matthew's a different boy now. He's a loving boy now. Everyone's noticed a difference. Everyone comments on how nice he is. He's happy and calm, and he's just a nice boy to have now.
Matthew is better. He can play football with me nicer and he can play Lego with me nicer.
The biggest improvement has been Matthew and James.
I'm building a thing that protects sick people.
They actually play together now, and they're really bonded together now.
You finished building your car?
I have a lot more willpower now. I'm a lot stronger person now, and I only have to tell them to do something, and they'll go off and quite happily do it now.
Make me a car, please.
We're just a closer-knit family now. We're just so happy Joe come. Just changed our family completely. We're really happy.
What's orange and sounds like a parrot? It's a carrot.